Welcome to What Matters Most.
We are dedicated to educating the community about holistic, metaphysical, and spiritual topics.
Each week, we discuss things that matter most in life, the things that are most important to you that may have fallen to the wayside.
We are always centered on the idea of simplifying life, connecting with our neighbors, and following our true paths.
Our mission is to empower you to live the life that you've always dreamed of living.
We invite you to focus your life on what matters most. And we're back with What Matters Most, and we're here with Barbara Shevkun. Now, Barbara, tell me, what are some things, if someone wanted to even just start thinking about going raw, and if they're so terrified, like, there's no way that I can do this, what are some easy things that they can start getting used to introduce themselves to this lifestyle? Right.
Very simple. Fruit, salad, veggies,
Okay.
nuts and seeds. But if you're going to start eating nuts and seeds, you want to make sure that they're raw. Most of the nuts and seeds, when you go to the supermarket and buy them, they've been roasted or dried or processed some way. They tend to treat them so that they last longer on the shelf.
Okay. Oh. So so the key indicator would be if it says roasted or dry or something, it has to just say
Stay away.
Raw. Just says. I mean, will it say raw nuts or will it just say
It will say raw. It will say raw. And sadly, even that is not a guarantee that it actually is raw, because there is no standardization or certification for raw at this particular time.
I see. Like organic does,
or
right.
Bill, I don't want to name stores, but you can actually go in and you'll see almonds, especially if they say raw, they probably are heated to some degree because by law, it's required.
Okay.
So you actually can go online. What you want to look for is unpasteurized almonds.
Oh.
Okay, because what they do is they pasteurize them, which is like a steaming process.
Okay.
And that kills the enzymes. And what you want to do with nuts, anything with a dark nut that has a brown skin on it, you want to soak them overnight.
Oh, what does that do?
It removes the anti-enzyme. That brown nut, the brown skin on the outside of the nut, actually protects the nut from being eaten by insects and things like that. So it also it interrupts the digestive process. So when you soak it, what you're doing is it's a seed. It's alive, and the water says, "Oh, I'm alive," and it starts to grow.
Oh.
Okay? The nut is actually in like a dormant state, and so it wakes it up and it actually germinates, and it actually will start to grow. It's alive, so that will release all of the good enzymes in the nut. So the dark nuts you definitely want to soak overnight. But it's so easy. I mean, raw nuts and seeds, raw sunflower seeds are excellent. Sprinkle them on a salad. And that makes it really easy. You can grow sprouts so easily. Broccoli sprouts are excellent to add to your salad. Any kind of sprout. When you sprout a seed, what you do is you increase the enzyme content. Like I read once up to 600%. I can't tell you that that's absolutely true. But you're really like waking that plant up and having it grow, and it adds all the enzymes and the nutrients. So adding anything sprouted is really super to the diet. Salads are excellent. The smoothies that I talked about are really, really very simple. And people get intimidated because it's something new.
It's a little intimidating.
I'm not familiar. I mean, what's this cacao? What's agave? What is, raw honey? What are these products? Once you do a little bit of research and a little reading, ask questions, you really can start very simply. And no one says you have to go 100% raw. No one says you have to do anything. But if you want to start enhancing your diet and enhancing your lifestyle, start putting these beautiful, wonderful living foods into your body.
Are there any replacements for milk? The dairy drinkers out there, what can people drink instead of dairy and they still feel like they're getting the calcium and they're still doing some kind of milk?
Oh, wonderful. Almond milk is amazing. Okay. You can take almond milk, hemp milk. A lot of these things I have on my website and actually walk you through with pictures and tell you how to make it. So if you go to
Make it yourself, wow.
Yeah,
Rawfullytempting.com.
Okay.
But basically just soaking your nuts overnight, and then you take 1 part nuts to 3 to 4 parts water, depending on how thick you want it, and throw that in a blender, blend it up really, really well, and then you can use a strainer. You can get at Lowe's for $1. They have the nylon paint bags.
Yeah,
It's like a mesh bag, cheesecloth, whatever it is. Run it through there and just very gently squeeze it through. I just like get off on it. I love it. It's just, you look at it and there's just beautiful, rich, living milk. And you can do all kinds of wonderful things, and it's so much better than dairy products. You're not getting any hormones. You're not getting pesticides. You're not getting anything in there.
But even if you buy like the almond milk or the rice milk or maybe even the coconut milk, that's still considered okay if you just want it, if you don't have the time to make it and you just want to buy it?
It's a better option. However, most things like that you're going to buy that are packaged are pasteurized.
Okay.
So even coconut water, to package it in order to they pasteurize it. So
which means heated.
Yeah, exactly. So that it stays in on the shelf for long. So the best way is to do it yourself, and you can make almond milk, and it'll stay in the refrigerator 2 or 3 days. I mean, it really, I don't call it a diet, I call it a lifestyle.
Sure.
Of course.
And just like any other lifestyle, you have to adapt to it.
Barbara, did you find that a lot of these raw products are available in the grocery store? If you're going to make this transition to this type of eating plan, are you going to basically be shopping at Whole Foods or health food stores?
You are going to be doing more shopping. Your local farmers market is a great place to start. We really encourage seasonal. Your body likes to go with what's in season. So if it's in the farmers market, that's great. Keep those guys in business, help them out. So that's the best place to go. Health food stores, a lot of regular supermarkets have organic sections. So look through the organic section. The demand is growing for these products. So I think more and more retail stores are going to have to start paying attention and bringing some of these products into their stores.
Gotcha. Now, I recently just saw a movie. I would imagine that you've seen it, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dying. Or Nearly Dead. And
no,
they were
I haven't
all
seen
about juicing. Now, so I'm assuming juicing is still raw and vegan. It's a component of it. And I guess it's probably an easy way to get all of that in there, right?
Juicing is very, very popular. It's a very, very good way to generate healing, to generate detoxing. You do have to be very careful. Personally, I can't juice right now. I'm in the minority. Most people have very, very good experiences with juicing. I have blocked bile ducts, and so for me, what happened with juicing is it pushed me to detox too quickly. The toxins had nowhere to go, and they backed up, and I actually ended up worse, not better. I will tell you, that's rare. That doesn't happen for most people, but the only reason I say it is we really have to get back to tuning into our bodies and listening, paying attention. It's not always what I tell you to do or what someone else tells you to do, what you read on the internet to do. My doctor told me you should not juice right now, but I read on the internet how everyone had remarkable success and healed all these, and I wanted to do it now. I wanted to heal it fast. And so I did it, and within 5 days, I was a lot worse than when I had started.
So you should be under the care. So are what you may be suggesting is that people should be under the care of a physician if they're going to be...
If you have a chronic illness.
Right,
now, if you're fine and you have... Go ahead. I mean, juicing is wonderful. There are lots and lots of books about juicing, how to juice. I can't wait till I can do it. It's delicious. It feels good when it goes in your body. It's really simple to do.
Are you full? Are you full? Because from a person who's a very hungry person, I would be concerned, like in that movie, the man only juiced and all he had was juice. I would be so worried that I'd be starving.
That's a whole nother, you're going from like A to Z. That's juice feasting or juice fasting, people call that. You do not do that on your own. When you do something like that, you make sure that you have a professional helping you. It's awesome. You clean your body out, you give your body a chance to rest, and you can heal it. And but it's like fasting would be. It's a radical step, and you don't want to do it by yourself if you don't know what to look for. But just juicing itself, adding juices to your diet, especially vegetable juices, it's really, I've always heard that you can juice vegetables and fruits you should eat and chew. So you can take, cucumber and parsley and celery and all kinds of greens and juice them and add just an apple to that, and you'd be amazed how delicious that tastes.
Barbara, do I need to be concerned if I'm doing raw that I'm eating too many fruits?
It depends again. It depends upon if you're a diabetic.
Oh, okay.
Now, I will tell you that I didn't even think about that initially. I just ate raw.
Sure.
And my blood sugar was very high, and within the year that I was doing raw and I had my blood tested, it was back down to normal.
Oh, and you weren't really being particular about just eating.
I'm not eating processed sugar. Yeah. I'm not eating processed flour that is corn-like sugar. So to me, it was fine. Now, my doctor did, in the process of my healing, did have me go off for 3 months. Anything sweet. And I will tell you, I've never craved an apple so badly in my life.
Wow.
But if you have a white tongue and you've got signs of candida, if you think your sugar, you may want to do that for a period of time. Just go off all things sweet.
Sure. Right.
But I'm not suggesting that for anyone. We're talking here of transitioning to healthier eating.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not talking about healing or radical changes. Right. Just talking about taking steps to live a healthier lifestyle.
Is it easier to do this in the summer than it is in the winter, Barbara, just because of the abundance
of fruits
and vegetables?
Not only that, even in the wintertime, you start to feel like for me, I crave something warm. You want warm soup, warm...
I agree with you, and I definitely have a much easier time eating a higher percentage of raw in the summertime.
Yeah.
But I use a dehydrator. Yeah. In the wintertime, and I can make raw soups. Oh my God, soups are amazing.
But they're cold.
But I put it in the dehydrator under 118 degrees just to warm it. And then sometimes I'll just warm it a little bit, not enough. I mean, I could stick my finger in it.
Yeah.
Heating it to kill it, but I'm not making it hot either.
Gotcha.
Like the way you would do it for a baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very pleasing. And it's very gentle, and the one thing I'll tell you is my boyfriend was honestly a die-hard carnivore, okay?
Yeah.
He was a chef, like a commercial hospital kind of chef. So he was used to his steak and potatoes and, that kind of eating. Mm-hmm. And so when I started doing this, I thought, I'm not going to influence him, so what I would do is I would make my raw dish, make his chicken or steak or whatever he had, and he would eat my dish on the side.
That's too funny.
Okay? Within a month or two, he stopped making his cooked food and was eating my raw food as his main dish.
That's too funny.
The thing is, he can eat like a horse, but when you eat raw, you automatically eat less. And the reason being is the food is it's nutrient dense. Wow. It's not, there's no fillers, there's no flour, there's no starches, there's no chemicals. It's the food, it's the nutrients. So you eat a small amount and your body's happy. Where when you eat cooked food, your body's still looking. It keeps looking for more, which is why you get cravings. A lot of the cravings go away when you get off of sugar and preservatives and chemicals. And you find your body really knows what it wants.
Wow. Well, Barbara, tell us, what matters most to you on the big picture of what you're doing in the community and everything, and the work that you're doing? What matters most?
What matters most to me personally right now, regaining my health. I've gotten rid of insomnia, acid reflux, chronic sinusitis, allergies, skin disorders. A lot of that has already cleared up. I still have other things that I'm dealing with, weight loss, things that are a little slower for me, but I know it's part of the process and it's coming. So regaining my health, I will do anything that I need to do that, and I believe that I'm on the right path. What matters most to me in humanity as a human being on this planet is educating people and letting them know that they can take charge of their health and they can take charge of their bodies and begin to really love themselves.
That's wonderful. Well, if you want to visit Barbara and learn more about her and take part in her wonderful raw information, you can visit rawfullytempting.com.
And so we'd like to conclude the show by thanking our listeners for tuning in once again and remind everyone that the simple things in life are what matters most. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.